So I'm going to talk about demystifying blockchain and cryptocurrency, the good, the bad, and the ugly of ICOs. And I like to give parables. So I like to give you an example, use a parable, how to differentiate what's blockchain and cryptocurrency and ICO. It's like a candlestick and a wick and a flame. You can have blockchain, okay, that's a technology, that's the candle, it's a technology. You don't need to have cryptocurrency unless you put a wick on it, then you can have cryptocurrency built on it. And then ICO won't happen until you lit up the flame, the fire. So they're not mutually exclusive. You don't have to have one or, you have to have blockchain to have cryptocurrency to have ICO, but blockchain doesn't need to have cryptocurrency or ICO. And cryptocurrency doesn't need to have ICO. So you understand the difference now, right? You can ask me a question later if I go too fast. Okay, so how does blockchain work? So someone register for, so blockchain is ledger, it's like internet to media. Okay, internet replaces conventional paper media. Blockchain replaces conventional paper ledger. So someone registers a transaction, and the transaction is represented as a block in the shared ledger. And block is broadcast to all participants. And participants approve the transaction, is valid, and providing consensus. So it's decentralized, it needs people consensus. And block is added to the chain. And then finally, a single picture of the chain and actual state is available to all authorized participants. That's what blockchain is. Okay, so this is the visual picture. And how about token economy? Okay, token economy is cryptocurrency economy versus token economy is like equity, but it's using cryptocurrency. So it's like ICO versus IPO, token economy versus conventional equity. So token economy, let's look at token economy, define token economy from the eyes of a child. So hopefully that's very simple to understand, because adults sometimes we think too much. We try to complicate something actually very simple. So it's actually very simple. So let's look at it from a child's point of view. What is token economy? So now we're going to dissect ICO versus IPO. Okay. So from regulatory, this is a pretty old slide. So things might have changed with regulation and all that. But this is just last year. Regulatory oversight, ICO, non-IPO comprehensive. Again, I said this is last year's slide. This year it's changed. Quarter 4 of 2017, SEC really started to crack down. As of now, they cracked down more than 200 ICO companies, and they're going to crack down another 80% ICO companies that did not get approval from SEC. And yeah, thank you. So SEC recently made a statement. As soon as you go ICO, there's no such thing as utility token. As soon as you go ICO, even though it's a utility token, it's considered as security token. So you have to be approved by Regulation D and all that. And right now, to go ICO, if you are thinking about going ICO now, you basically had to spend $1 million, I heard, to get through all the legal stuff and regulations. Okay, so that was is not true anymore. Track record and credibility, ICO has been weak because there were no regulation. Again, that's changing. IPO is strong. So the height of ICO is, the day of ICO hype is over. The craziness is over. But it's not a bad thing. It's not bad news, because that means when regulation comes in, that means it's here to stay. It's not going to go away. And blockchain is a technology. It's not going to go away. So if you think you missed the train, you missed the opportunity to invest in ICOs, to start an ICO, not really, because the craziness is gone, which is good because too many scammers. More than 50% were scams last year. in China, more than 65% was scams last year. So that's why China banned ICO. No more ICO, no more exchange, because too many scammers. So the craziness could be good or bad. If you see the opportunity for that 3 months, good. If not, bad. But when regulation comes in, it's good, because track record and credibility is no longer going to be weak. People will have more trust. It's more on a long-term basis. It's going to last. Okay? And utility-wise, ICO is adoption, IPO is dividends. Okay? I'll talk more about it later. And duration of offerings of ICO is short, and IPO is very lengthy. So if you invest in ICO, you can probably cash out immediately within a month or even within a week. And I mean, people have made 500% return within two days from ICO to go on exchange. You know, that has happened. It's not a myth, it's reality. But with IPO, you probably have to wait for ages. Plus, if you're a private investor, you may not even be able to have your hands on the IPO. And then access to offerings. ICO is open to everyone. If you, as long as you have $100 in your pocket, you can invest in ICO still, right? And IPOs has been traditionally exclusive. You know, most likely they're issued by Morgan Stanley, and you have to be a credit investor and be their client to get your hands on IPOs. So ICO is a lot easier for, you know, Mr. Joe on the street to invest. Okay, so total funds raised by month. Again, this is from 2017, 2016 to 2017. So in July of 2016, it was about 275 for angel and seed funding, conventional angel and seed funding, versus ICO fundraising, nothing, and then 2017, starting May, it was equal, and then boom, June, ICO surpassed conventional angel VC fund twice, okay, 2 times, and still more startups go to ICOs than IPOs because it's still easier, and more startups go to ICO instead of raising funds from conventional VCs, because statistics show that conventional VC is getting funds from conventional VC, the percentage is like 2%, something like that. And ICO, as long as you can raise 1 million, you can do ICO. But before that, you didn't even need the 1 million. So why token economy? Okay, in my opinion, humble opinion. So first of all, IPO takes a long time, right? And not everybody can have their hands on IPO. It's even more costly to do IPO than ICO, even though ICO is 1 million now. And equity is based on, so what is token economy versus equity? Equity is based on company organization, and token is based on blockchain. Okay? So token economy, which means the implication of that means token economy has more liquidity. You don't need to wait until IPO or acquisition. This is for investors. You don't need for IPO or acquisition exit. Your exit comes almost immediately, very quick, within weeks or months. And full ownership of the token. The token is yours. Nobody can take it away. And then the versus stocks, right? Equity. Who's behind the equity determines the board of directors, so you don't have full control over it. And privacy, nobody knows how much tokens you own. And another advantage of token economy is that, for instance, if you purchase Apple stock, you purchase your entire company stock. But hey, you absolutely hate iPhone 8. You don't think it's going to go anywhere. So what token can do, like Kodak coin, Kodak company, their camera is not selling, but Kodak coin, you can just buy the Kodak coin. The Kodak coin is tied to their patent, the intellectual property is not tied to the camera. So token is purchasing the company's invest in company's particular project rather than the whole entire company, because the whole entire company may not do well overall, but probably one of their projects do great. So that's another advantage. So why do you want to go through a cryptocurrency or blockchain fund instead of investing on your own? First of all, right now, nowadays, I mean, who's not a U.S., China, or Russia resident or citizen? Raise your hand. Really, you're none of the above. Okay, but if you're any of those, and I'm U.S. citizen and resident, last year, 2017, I started investing in ICO in July. I invested in 20 different ICOs. By Q4, because of SEC intervention, I cannot invest in any ICO, because the first question they ask is, are you U.S. resident or citizen? And I try to trick them. I say, yes. They recognize my IP address. Even my phone's IP address. I just can't pass through the scrutiny. So U.S. residents and citizens can no longer buy ICOs. Probably a very few, but more and more the chance of some ICO company letting you buy become very slim. And you don't need to do individual KYC and AML, anti-money laundering. It's very tedious. And of course, as the other speaker said earlier, there were a lot of scams and fake sites. Even as a seasoned investor myself, I got scammed 5 times. One of them was ArtBlock. The website looked exactly the same. Even the video is the same. The team, everything's the same. And instead of .com, it's .co. And why Google and Facebook start banning cryptocurrency ads? Because too many scams. And they got too many complaints. They don't want to be liable. Even I got scammed 5 times. Too similar. They're very, very savvy. These scammers are very savvy. Okay, so investing through a fund, you would not have that problem of running into a scammer. Most companies nowadays, such as Telegram, who has not heard about Telegram? Wow. So they decided not to do an ICO, right? Because they raised 1.6 billion during private sale. So very top tier companies, they won't even need to go ICO. So as regular investors, you will never even get a chance. Okay, they most likely issue to institutions. Okay, so VCs like us, spin-offs, we can get into private sales. Not only that, private sale is even a greater discount than ICO, usually 35 to 65% discount from ICO. So by the time it goes ICO, you already made 35% to 65% bonus. And when they go on exchange, who knows, it could be 10 times overnight. So blockchain investment 2016 versus 2017. 2016, only 103 million were invested in blockchain projects or companies. By 2017, 3.7 billion were invested in blockchain projects. The growth rate was 3,000% in 1 year. And everybody's catching on that. Wall Street is catching on. Even NASDAQ is going to list cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin as a start. So early investors, if you have started investing in ICO in 2015, you would have made 50,000% gain return on average on ICOs. For instance, investors have seen gains of 75,000%, crypto 59,000%, in Plus Coin 60,000% in Max Coin, and even 823,000% in Dubai Coin. Okay, so it was crazy, like I said earlier. But don't fret, because it's okay. He's shaking his head. I'm sorry. It's okay, because blockchain is only the beginning. Like I said, blockchain is a technology. It's here to stay. It's like internet. It's here to stay. Okay, so what are some Walrus Cap made a study? what statistics show, the top ICO categories. Number one, exchange, data service, blockchain, blah, 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 IoT, healthcare, crypto fund. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go through. I'm not going to read it through. That's a lot. Okay? But you can see exchange, data service, blockchain, hybrid intelligence, artificial intelligence, IoT. The top 6, 5, and 6, they're infrastructures. They're related to infrastructures, disruptive, innovative infrastructures. And the ones that didn't do well, they're not infrastructures, okay? Even though the prototype, the traction, the social media presence, that's very important. Compliance, because cryptocurrency is decentralized, it's driven by people. So their social media presence, it's almost like at the top, should be at the top, number one. And quantitative analysis, we cannot skip that, right? So, number of coins, trade value, what is the price of token, ICO, soft cap, hard cap, how many tokens they're issuing, technical analysis, and buy-sell value. And so, FinOps we only invest in blockchain companies with innovative and relevant infrastructures, like I said earlier. Sorry, there's a misspell. I just did this slide yesterday, sorry. And how many of us, so we're going to obtain cryptocurrencies, invest in these companies.